Hello, welcome to TNA Impact Series episode 228. Philly, coming to you live from the Southern North Impact, YouTube and Twitch, and if you listen on the go, we're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favourite shows. Filling in for your host, the Bison. Today you are joined by the man coming to you from the void, the Joker, and coming to us from your local nightclub is LimpstarUK, Craig.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, mate, never been better. What a day. What a day. I just, I don't want to talk about it. It's all work related. And I just, if the wrong people heard it, I'd get fired. I'm just absolutely, when you've had it up to here and then it goes up a bit.
Yeah.
And then just like, when it goes up a bit and then they just like throw fuel on it and it just gets worse and worse. And you just think,
you
what
want
am
to
I doing?
Explode. And there's steam coming up the side of your razors.
Honest, like I feel like if I was in front of certain employees, then I would have full on made them look like Mance Warner by the end of it. It just, and I mean after the match, not before. I'm not gonna like slick their hair back and give them a nice trim or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a bit of a wild one. But how about yourself? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. It's been a pretty hectic week. Caught up in everything last night. There was apparently some major live stream issues with Rebellion, but if you want to catch up on it again on TNA Plus, but everything's running fine. Watched it all start to finish from the pre-show yesterday, about 4 hours or so. But no issues with the streaming service and that then. So it seems to be a problem on the night rather than the whole event itself, which is good news because a lot of people were saying that if it's going to be like that then what's the live episode going to be like this week? Shit.
Yeah.
So that seems to be just an issue on the night, thankfully. But
right.
So, anyhow, let's jump into the very, very light news rumors and there's not a lot to talk about from the previous week's Impact apart from the Hardys going to the Nemeths. The Nemeths going to the Hardy compound. That was pretty damn entertaining.
Mate, I was howling when he said "Goth Baby."
Yeah, Gothic Baby was. Yeah, Gothic Baby and Ryan Nemeth going through all of his in the psychological treatment. That was absolute class.
He said, "What are you writing down?" No, it was a good touch. You can definitely tell that it was. It was like written by the Nemeths because obviously they do a bit of stand up on the side apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was pretty clever how they done it, and I just hope that obviously Rosemary fans like myself and you, I hope that they don't get too shy with those graphics and those sort of reels and kind of bring out the dark side because I think it's about time we had a new version of Decay.
Definitely. One other thing I did forget, we forgot to say hi to everyone in the chat, so I do apologise, guys. I'm a bit nervous as hell, as you can probably tell. feeling in a huge void that the Bison creates. This is just a big step up. Hello to Melonhead. Hello to Eric Isaac. Hello to Mia. Good to see you. Yes, Bison's invaded your state. I am. I'm sure he'll do his best to find you. Paul Mathewson. Hello. And Antonio Baker, hi guys. So it's good to see people coming in. Hopefully
you got some numbers.
Stick around and hopefully stand me rambling a bit and stuttering, but that's just me. Anyhow, it was a pretty decent build up to Rebellion, but it didn't do a huge amount to really set the tone of what to expect. So in a way, for me, that made Rebellion a bit more exciting.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go on to the news room. So first, I want to give a shout out and a congratulations to friend of the show, Gary Ward, who had a hugely successful return of his wrestling promotion based down in Coventry, Wrestle Carnival on Sunday. The Bison was in attendance then with his daughter on Sunday, and already the front row seats are nearly sold out for the next event coming up in August. So huge congratulations, Gary. Welcome back. I'm so glad everything went so well for you. We've been rooting for you since you took a step back from everything, and seeing what you've been doing with talent from TNA as their agents and stuff now is fantastic to see. So to still make time for this and
He's
have it
the
go.
man that makes it happen, isn't he?
Yeah.
I follow him, and you see him every now and then. Like, I've got Moose in the UK. Where do you want to see him? Or Eric Young and stuff like that. So it's great that we're able to enjoy, like, you know, those TNA talents on our own shores.
Yeah, it's
Gary's
fantastic.
the man. He makes it happen.
Yeah, congratulations, Gary. And hopefully I'll be down to see one of the shows later in the year. But the one in August looks like it'll be sold out before I get the time to get some scratch together. But still, I'll see about the end of the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If I can find both web cameras, let's make sure I'm looking in the right place. Yeah, for anyone listening, I'm like a headless chicken and a deer in the headlights at the same time. Reading a script, checking this chat, and everything in between. TNA announces new non-exclusive distribution deal with across Latin America with Carlos Sports, granting access to TNA Impact and pay-per-views in 17 countries across the Latin American broadcasting region, from Mexico all the way through to Argentina. So that's huge news there. That was broken literally like last night. So another distribution deal across the Americas for TNA. Great news there, especially with all the stuff happening with WWE and AAA. It's really gonna, you know, Latin America is going to be a huge. That area is going to be a huge market now. WWE buying AAA. Puerto Rico and Argentina have got huge wrestling markets and stuff like that too. So there's going to be a lot of buys around there, I'm pretty sure.
It's crazy, isn't it, that deal?
Yeah.
You think how big it is, and
yeah,
like, you know, I've not, as much as it sounds, I've not seen much negativity about it. I know some people I hope they don't turn it into like some sort of monopoly and, you know, play it off.
Well, no, I don't.
But it should be good. It should be.
I think it's fantastic. It's just great to see that out there, keeping a company alive, and it's going to be independent from everything else. It's basically going to be what Ring of Honor should be.
Yeah,
hopefully is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing all hope out for Ring of Honor or anything. Just
no.
And where were we? There's rumors going around that TNA is in talks with Ace Austin over possibly gaining a contract extension before his contract expires. Not much else to say. There's been no further comment from TNA or Ace Austin on this, but it's all just a rumor flying around the internet. So,
would you keep him?
I would. This is going to be a talking point a bit later on too. But if Ace Austin is going to be staying, he needs to be pushed into the main event scene again now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because he's done. He's got not much else. He's done the X Division. He's done the tag team. He needs to be a Triple Crown star at least.
Yeah.
Just a quick look at the chats.
I've just made a boo-boo and I've just covered my tracks. I'm just sharing this with the people. I just chucked in some comments to ask how you all are and realised that I've been commenting on the the TNI stream from 5 days ago. So like, just, you know, how are you guys? You know, I've just asked what's up, Slammer, 5 days ago. You know, so that, yeah, it's a mess. We're winging it. We're winging it, but we'll do okay.
Joe Hendry was attacked by NXT's Trick Williams following his victory at Rebellion. That was quite unexpected, but given the heat that Joe Hendry brought up on NXT during that week, it wasn't surprising. But honestly, I was thinking if anyone was going to come down, it'd be over Femi, but then he wasn't on bad terms with Joe Hendry. So, and seeing the reaction on NXT yesterday from some of the clips I've seen on Twitter, Hendry's got some guys in his corner now too. Shawn Michaels immediately said after the attack, Hendry, the door's open for you if you want to come in. And he said his name and he came in. Even the commentary were going mad. I actually worked again.
Yeah.
And Joe Hendry, speaking of Joe Hendry, he also, along with many others such as Matt and Jeff Hardy, Frankie Kazarian, and Moose, they've all endorsed Leon Slater as someone who they see as the next AJ Styles, a talent that TNA could really push to new heights as long as he's there. You know, possibly being one of the youngest world champions after his performance at Rebellion. Yeah, which we will also be getting into. But huge. Since he's got there, all Leon Slater has got is praise from everybody, and it's incredible inspiration. What he's done, it's insane. Yeah. It's just so good.
So is it time for me to confess? Is it time for me to confess? I haven't yet seen Rebellion. I've just been flat out, right? I've been flat out. I've been trying my hardest and stuff like that. I've been trying to watch it in ways that I shouldn't watch it at all. I've usually been using an Xbox One as pretty much a media player, and it's stuck on the green screen. It just turns on and it stops. Yeah, like that, Slammer. Say his name when he gets his ass kicked. It seems to be a pattern when he goes over there, isn't it? He's like, they're just going to ban him at some point, I'm sure. But no, yeah, I was watching it on an Xbox, and it's just doing this thing where it starts up, goes to the green screen, stays on the green screen. Like I left it for 2 hours and came back, and it was still on the green screen. So I've been trying to start it up, and I'm just like, so then I was like, I have to use my laptop to watch it, and it's just painstaking because, of course, when you've got it on a TV, the TV's stood where it is. When you've got it on a laptop, you've got to get comfy, you've got to move it. It's just pain in the ass. So I've just it's been a nightmare trying to watch it, and then I was trying to watch it on my phone, and yeah, it's just been a mess. So I'm happy that like it was a good show, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch it just completely unfold because you're gonna give me all the spoilers because that's why we're here. But I deserve to hear them.
Well, I think spoilers don't change much. Some of the matches were incredible quality, so they was worth a look. And yeah, I also did forget to mention this here. Indi Hartwell also was confirmed that she is signed to the TNA Knocker. So I've actually written it down on the script too. So I don't know how the hell I jumped over that so quickly. My thoughts on it. It's a name I've heard before, and I think she was in WWE. I think she's a former NXT Women's Champion there. I think that's probably where I've heard of her, but I've never seen any of her matches, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can offer. And another sign into the Knockouts division is always welcome, in my opinion. It's shown that the division is not some deserted place that no one gives a shit about, like everyone's been saying. Oh, no, now that Jordan Grace is gone, no one's going to go there because Tessa Blanchard is there. Yada. Oh, I think they've proven wrong quite a few times over the past couple of months. All the signs they've had come in. And this is also one of the 3 international stars that TNA was rumored to be bringing in. So we've got 2 more announcements to come over the next couple of weeks. So I don't know publicly who we could be seeing from there. The chances of Vikingo being on the narrow a bit more, obviously, he might be re-signing with AAA to work in between WWE, AAA, and TNA, which would be pretty damn incredible if that's the sort of way the AAA deal is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello, Courtney.
The Nemeths are tag team champions. Yes. If you send the artwork, we kind of promoted that. Nick Nemeth and my big brother. So congratulations to him. I say that with gritted teeth. But I hope that the run is brief and entertaining.
It was the biggest surprise of the night, I must admit, and I don't think anyone expected that apart from Matt Hardy because he had that premonition on Thursday. So
that was cool how it finished with Jeff kind of just stood over him. That was pretty cool. I'm just wondering though, I've said before, I've never delved with the Ziggler. I never did. Was he a tag team champion in his former company?
I think he was. You think he was with a tag team with the Miz, I think, a couple of times. But
so there's just a pattern of him having terrible tag partners then.
He was booked really poorly after he became world champion. It just seemed Vince McMahon just didn't seem to want to bother with him because he was so good in the ring, along with Daniel Bryan. He was so good in the ring.
Yeah.
So Vince picked his favorite out of the 2, and then just basically didn't bother with investing much in him. So which was a real shame because both of them are absolutely incredible. So he missed out not pushing both of them as much as he could have.
Yes, and all that. Yeah. It's like I look and I'm just like, people are like, oh my god, I love Daniel Bryan. And I'm just like, what, the yes guy?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he's saying no now. I'm like, right, okay. And then you fast forward and I'm like, so who's their champion now? Oh, this guy. What's so good about him? He says yeet. I'm like, it's mad when you look at such a massive multi-million-dollar product.
Yeah.
And then you look at their creative and they're like, well, what should we get him to say? Should we get him to say yes? No, we're going to say what? No, should we get him to say yeet? It's just like, why is it something so big and spectacular is just so minimalized and brought down to such a low IQ? I don't know. Maybe it caters for them. Maybe I'm being picky.
Oh, and some was just saying that Bobby Roode was Ziggler's partner too. That was,
oh wow!
But when Bobby Roode joined WWE, it was I wasn't watching at the time, so that was completely over my head. I know he, before he left, Ziggler was doing some stuff in NXT too, which is probably one of the reasons why he thought I've had enough of this, because that was just like a kick in the teeth. It's the same reason why Cesaro left and went to AEW. He was doing fantastic on Raw and SmackDown, pushed down to NXT and then NXT UK, and then he thought, fuck this. So, but still, anyway, I do apologise if there's a bit too much strong language too, because I know the Bison will be watching somewhere. Don't want Beamer having to go at him for strong language.
What's that word mean?
No, she'll be down his throat. I can't be saying that. Anyway, we go on to the Countdown to Rebellion. We after the thing about the only gripe I have with the Countdown to Rebellion was there was a lot too much talking in between the matches. There wasn't enough time invested into the matches, so I skipped through all the talking bits and stuff. Watching
they had the hosts and that, didn't they?
Yeah, they had like a four-person panel and listening to them talk for about 20 minutes.
I won't lie, I've done exactly that. As soon as I seen like Rosemary and Jacy Jayne, I was just like, yeah, I'm getting straight to that.
Yeah, so
I want to see them fight again. And I'd like, can I just add, I did see Impact, and like that where she got her tag partners to hold her back, and then she's just beating her in the chest.
Yeah,
that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal. So I'm just kind of like, you know, when like Rosemary, I'm going to forget her name, that girl with the pillowcase.
Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu. You know, Wendy Chu had a hell of a push in TNA, and I was just like, sign her. Absolutely sign her. She's brilliant. Really, really good. And having them two together was great. But this rivalry she's got with Jacy Jayne, I feel this is more about the wrestling than about the exterior, like the storylines and stuff like that. And I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. So I'm just like, you know, this Jacy Jayne, didn't really know her a few weeks ago. And then she's in it, and I'm just like, she's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, long may it continue, this rivalry that they've got going on.
Yeah, well, pretty solid match on this. Like, it ended with Rosemary trying to get Xia Brookside to use the some brass knuckles and knock out one of the opponents, and Xia Brookside, being the angel of the ring, literally tossed them back in Rosemary's face, and then ended up taking her out after being shoved into her and gaining the fall. So this is now pushing the narrative forward with Rosemary and Xia Brookside even more. You know, is she going to get her to break it, or are we looking at a real good versus evil storyline? Almost like
if we cast our mind back to the whole Demon Bunny thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it could be a thing. I don't know if it would be a bit of a rip-off for those of us who do remember, like, you know, Ali and Rosemary being friends together. But I don't know, like, thing is with Xia, she is a hell of a wrestler herself.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I do feel she needs a character push. She needs like a bit of development there. But then, like, what happens to I'm going to do a Bison. What's her name?
Yǐng Li.
Yǐng Li. Yǐng Li. Yeah, Yǐng Li.
Yeah. The other factor is, of course,
red lorry, yellow lorry.
Yeah. The other factor is Rosemary could of course break her instead. You know, trying to get Xia Brookside to get nasty, and it could end up breaking Yǐng Li. So this story is splintering off into a few directions already.
Yeah.
The match was really entertaining. A really, really good solid opener. And a pretty decent length too. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It was the Goldilocks zone. It was just right.
Yeah. I like that.
And that Sammy whining in the background like a big fanny. Now he's back in his tail because I mentioned his name.
Yeah.
And then Eric Young sends one final message to Steve Macklin ahead of their scheduled TNA International Championship match. Decent promo from Eric Young. Again, Yeah, fantastic work, promo work from Eric Young. You're going to get nothing but quality from him. We find out JDC wasn't available to get there tonight due to travel issues. Cody Deaner offered to step in, but Moose pushes him aside, says, no, I'll do it. So Moose will be running double duty tonight in the Ultimate X and then into the 6-man tag match later on in the night against Ace Austin and the Rascalz. That was really unexpected too. I feel sorry for JDC not being there, but wow. And it's also pushing the narrative. What's happening with Cody Deaner now? Is he still going to have a job tomorrow? His contract's up tomorrow, and we'll be maybe finding out live what's happening with Cody.
Yeah, I mean, it's mad when I think of Cody because, like, going back to Wrestle House, he was one of the stars in that. You know? And then you've got like. It's just been so many different things, isn't he? He was like, what's it, Violent by Design?
Yeah.
Part of that. So he's really, really good. If you tell him to be a heel, you can be a heel. You tell him to be a face, you can be a face. But the thing that I can't get my head around is he walks out and he's just like, let's find out the decision. Let's ask the people. I'm just like, does no one remember that he killed Eric Young?
Yeah.
Eric ended up having to get like written back in.
Yeah,
I mean, like that he was just like brutally stabbed or whatever. With like no injuries to show, but still, like I just thought, what's going on? Like, what is going on? What's going on with like Cody? Is he going to find a niche? Is he going to find someone to like help him out with the contract or whatever? Or are they going to? It's weird, but then. Like when you zoom out on Cody Deaner, you see the amount of stuff that he does for TNA.
Yeah.
He's quite an integral part in that. So I'm pretty sure. I think Jason said like they're probably writing him out so he can be backstage.
Yeah,
I can see. I would still like to see him now and then, like when we have these 20-man battle royales and stuff like that. Get him out for that or something. That would be quite good.
The other thing is he is a really good he's a good locker room leader too. So if we ever need a sketch where we have someone trying to boost someone in the locker room that isn't Tommy Dreamer, Deaner will be another guy to come in and step up and do that brilliantly.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot to offer on screen, backstage, and I've been a huge fan of him since I saw Medina's come in when Cody and Jake came in versus OVE and all that. They were just great fun to watch back then.
Yeah, but I was listening to his podcast for a bit. Was it Wrestling is Life? Life is Wrestling, or something like that?
I'm not sure. I've not heard it, but
it's pretty good. Like we had ODB on our show. He done an interview with ODB because of course they go way back, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's quite cool to hear like some of them sharing their memories that probably no one else would know except for them. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, it was worth checking out. But yeah, I don't know if he's still doing the podcast. I don't mean to like talk it up and then talk it down, but it's just one of those things where if you do get time to listen to a Cody Deaner podcast, it's quite interesting.
Okay, we'll move on. Representing TMDK, Shane Haste answers the What Will the Lighter challenge. This was it was quite a surprise to see Shane Haste returning to TNA. It was welcome back. It was a pretty good match. It was a bit too short and a bit too one-sided, in my opinion.
Right.
But it was a good showing from Shane Haste. But I would like to see more. It was more focused on putting Elijah over rather than being a really competitive match.
Yeah.
In a way, it felt like when Joe Hendry took on Randy Orton. It was like you get a huge name coming down and then going about 3 or 4 minutes in the ring and losing.
Yeah.
So the pre-show wasn't a really solid start to the whole thing. We then got another 10-20 minutes of chatter before we got a final promo from Mike Kazarian, who claims he's going to be the king of TNA, will get his crown and be the new world champion.
Yeah.
Before we go off to the pay-per-view. So the pre-show itself wasn't like gonna really grab your attention. Although the opening match with all the knockouts and the NXT team was incredible. That was a really good solid opener. The opening was too long. You needed another match in at least.
Yeah.
But then Rebellion opens with Ultimate X and oh my God, what the hell was Slater thinking?
It's one of these things where I've seen so many mixed comments about it because, like, obviously, talents put their lives on the line,
Yeah.
to do these things and that. And some people are saying about like how he wasn't caught, or some people stepped away and stuff like that. So it's it sounds a bit crazy, but yeah, he's young and he'll learn these things. There's no friends in the locker room.
Oh, if anything, I will say I'm not criticizing anybody, in this whole thing. He knew what he was doing. The guys who saw the dive had literally had to watch someone jump, who was already 15 feet off the ground, at least 2 or 3 feet more, so about 18 feet in the air, 17, 18 feet.
Right.
Go, and then wait, and then try and judge where he's going to go within 1 or 2 seconds. And the fact that guys like AJ Francis even tore his bicep trying to hold on to him as he hit the floor.
Yeah.
So anyone who says that everyone just wanted him to crash and burn doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's just people.
Good old social media.
Yeah, it's just Twitter warriors being assholes.
Yeah.
It was an incredible spot, and it took a lot of attention off of the match itself, because the match was really solid. Casey Navarro really shone through a mismatch, once again showing why he's been such a great acquisition to TNA.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Yeah, Casey, he was so good in mismatch. Really on the ball. Taking spot after spot, big move after big move. Moose trying to get Alicia Edwards to go up the Ultimate X and get the belt down for him was a good laugh too, until she then got taken out as well, which was I'm pretty sure a lot of people will enjoy in that. But
mate, I'll definitely watch that probably time and time again. Do you want to know something? You should not be in that ring. I just want to jump in and answer a question that was in there that's pricked my interest. Paul Simmons. Who would you like to see in TNA from NXT?
Wow, a lot of the guys from NXT I'm really not familiar with. I'd like. No, that's not going to be an original answer, so I'm not going to say that, because we've had. I was going to say, well, I'd like to see Jordan Grace come back on and go on a tear.
Do you know what? I seen a very similar comment on the old Bookface today.
Yeah.
Someone said, how come it's that she's gone from TNA to WWE and is literally the door is closed? And I think the fun thing is obviously that guy said about it. You've just said about it. If we remember how she was written out of the company,
yeah.
I think we've got a certain undeniable talent on the roster at the moment. I don't think she's going to be wanting to come back while she's there. I think she done wrestled her amicably, but then I think she kind of hightailed it out of there as soon as it was done. But as mad as it sounds, like I know neither of them are in NXT now, but it would have been Gargano and Ciampa. Either or both of those in TNA, they would have absolutely run amok. But they've eventually actually finally been promoted to their main rosters.
Yes, so with Fraxi and those two guys I'd like to have seen back again too.
Oh, they've been promoted?
Yeah, they've been put onto SmackDown now.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's good.
That's fantastic, which is great news. Yeah, there are a lot of big things happened for them last week too. It was really good to see. And then well deserved. The matches they had with the Hardys were incredible, so it was well deserved to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Ultimate X was a damn fantastic opening match for the event, and if the pre-show didn't catch your attention, you managed it, because I think the first half an hour was also free to watch as well. So you have got to see this match from start to finish. And if Leon Slater jumping about 16 feet into the air and managing to get up unscathed didn't grab your attention, and the pretty controversial finish for the match too, with Leon Slater grabbing the title, landing, and Moose spearing him just as he lands on the floor to retain the title.
Shit.
So there's hopefully that gets elaborated on more, because it was referee's discretion as to who finally gets the belt and everything is what was said straight afterwards by both Tom Hannafin and Matthew Rayward. But then they were both debating it between themselves. But Leon Slater did hit the floor, didn't he? So I'm hoping that now becomes part of the storyline between Leon Slater and Moose going forward, because I want to see Leon Slater as the youngest X Division champion. He's still got a couple of months to still do that.
Yeah.
And not getting it at Rebellion was a pretty big shock, because I really thought he was going to be the one to win this match, or Casey Navarro to really throw a spanner in the works and surprise everybody. If Moose wasn't going to retain, it was between Casey Navarro and Leon Slater for me.
Yeah. I don't know who Slammer's on about. Slammer can be more descriptive. I'm not sure who that is.
I just tried.
What match? Slater needs VAR. Yeah, I agree with that.
Slater needs VAR. Oh, damn right. Yeah, even I think Matthew Rayward was pointing that in. You said you can go for it frame by frame by frame, pick it apart, but the referee's discretion is final. Trying to quickly stop anybody on going online and ranting about it like for the next 2 or 3 hours after the match. That Leon Slater should be X Division champion. So it's like Tom Hannafin and Matthew Rayward jumped on that very quickly, which I thought was really good timing too. So just quickly jump ahead of everybody.
Yeah. I'd like to say hi to Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
David wants to see NWA invade TNA. Like, not being funny, mate. Like, with who and what? Like, I don't know anyone who's in NWA currently.
Hammerstone's back there now, I think. So.
What do we need him to invade us for?
Yeah,
he was with us, and thanks for stopping by. Bonkers, welcome along. They should bite the bullet and put a belt on a NXT star on a TNA brand. I mean, I think that towards the end of the deal, that will probably happen. There'll be a bit of a switch up, but I can't see it at the minute because it's too fruitful for both sides at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
at that point really does tie into the next match, the 4-way knockouts tag team match. A lot of this was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Really competitive. A lot of really good spots from everybody. Judy Dolan and Tatum Paxton really stood out in this match, as did Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Not dismissing any of TNA stand, but the NXT stars really proved that they were in this match to really seriously make a statement. And it was a really, very competitive match with a very controversial finish, as Maggie Lee comes out to assist Ash by Elegance, and Heather Reckless to get the win. So we got the champions retain, which was quite surprising because I thought for a while that they were going to lose, and if anyone were going to lose, it would be to an NXT talent, most likely Tatum Paxton and Gigi Miller.
Yeah.
But then, given that Maggie Lee has also been recently endorsed by the personal concierge, as soon as the win happened, my thought was, well, what's going to happen between the Elegance brand now? Is Maggie Lee said she's not going to change for anybody?
No.
Is that going to happen now? What? No, is she going to want something more from this now, rather than to be just on the sideline with the personal concierge? What's going to happen, or is the Bison going to get his wish, and we are going to get a full 3-person stable, and maybe more?
Yeah.
But all 4 teams were spectacular in this match. It was a really good, entertaining match.
Yeah,
and a great way to try and wind down from the excitement of Ultimate X, because it was just insane. I was still buzzing from everything in that match, and then we got this. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So what do we move on to there? The good old Bioflex TNA injury report.
Yeah, this will be becoming a regular thing. So we've got our injury report. Joe Hendry's shoulder injury is cleared, although he's injured, but he's cleared to wrestle. Zachary Wentz injured his ribs, but he's cleared to wrestle. Sammy Callahan and Matt Swan's lacerations are all sorted. And then we go into a backstage segment with Elijah reflecting on his victory over Shane Haste earlier in the night. And he then turns his attention towards Joe Hendry and the 3-man the three-way title match at the end of the night. Pretty straightforward, solid promo from Elijah. Nothing much to talk about there. We then go on to one of my favorite matches of the night.
Okay.
Ace Austin and the Rascalz versus with Sean Waltman, also known as X-Pac, or formerly known as X-Pac, however you want to look at it, versus the System with Elijah Edwards. This was really, really good. Really, really good, fun match. You'd expect nothing less from guys like Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and Moose to put on a really solid match, or the Rascalz and Ace Austin. It was a really good, fun, solid 6-man tag team match, back and forth, foul play throughout from both sides, and Elijah Edwards even got an X Factor. So I want to know in the chat who was cruel enough to laugh. Elijah Edwards got an X Factor.
I mean, like the fact that we've had like X-Pac or 123 Kid or 6-Pac or whatever you want to go for him, that is just an absolute fortified legend, you know. So to have him, especially with the Rascalz as well, or like, you know, to be part of the Rascalz, because you know fully that they are inspired by.
Yeah, exactly. Wentz was. He said that. You know, he said if you take Jeff Hardy and X-Pac and he's basically they were the two big inspirations he had. Yeah, and he was really, really made up that Sean Waltman agreed to come along and do this match. He was really made up about it, and I think it's fun. It was really good to see him. He's looking fantastic too.
I love that, Antonio. TNA is hotter than fish grease. Love that. Did Hendry sell the injured shoulder at any point? I don't know. I didn't watch. Is it
not as much as I can remember. By the time we got to the main event, I was absolutely knackered. I probably should have left the last two matches till sometime today, but I didn't have enough time today to.
Yeah.
No, with hindsight, I didn't have enough time today to catch up. So watching it all one go last night was the best chance I got to see everything. But but no, the shoulder injury wasn't sold as much as I'd hoped. But let's get back to backstage. Steve Macklin is sitting silent and more focused on the match ahead, ignoring Gia Miller questioning him about is he ready for this match now after he got attacked by Eric Young, or left unconscious by Eric Young last week during their interaction. So Macklin's just laser focused on going out there and kicking Eric Young's ass. We go on to the TNA International Championship match, and this was a banger.
Right.
Again, with Eric Young, you expect nothing less but in-ring perfection. And Steve Macklin, once again, you know, going up against all three of the guys from the Northern Armory until Icarus's. I keep forgetting the other guy who's Judas Icarus's partner. until Eric Young's
Darius Williams.
Yes, and so even. Until they got kicked out, we were finally getting an even contest. Macklin and Eric Young just went hell for leather on each other throughout. Macklin commanding the ring, even with three guys out there, and rising from a really, really, really nasty injury to his head, going for putting the crosshairs. Eric Young getting out of the way, and Macklin bashing his head on the announce table as he goes through the ropes. Yeah, cut his head open.
Oh, what?
So pretty nasty cut in his head, but he carried on, and Eric Young took advantage of that, biting it and doing what heels do best, you know, playing the injuries and stuff. But it was really a real good, brutal match, really hard hitting, and a great victory by Macklin, ending in a 3-on-1 assault at post match. Macklin is definitely going to be I'm really hope he does get a good long run with this belt to make it really stand out and really make a statement. He's made a huge statement by being the inaugural champion.
Yeah, I agree with Slammer there. Saying he needs to go on a great run because it's one of those things where I know that he got the heavyweight title kind of like, you know, in weird circumstances, but at the same time, I think it was at that moment where I kind of went, hang on, this guy is literally like, you know, he's the deal. Do you know what I mean? So, and then ever since he's been, you know, he hasn't been stale, but he's popped in. He's always like executed his matches quite well. I got to say, I'm a huge fan of when he puts on the Punisher face paint. You know,
Yeah.
because you just think, oh shit, someone's gonna die. You know, so it's pretty good. But let me just jump at David a sec. Yeah, like mate, you said just down below, what was it you're saying about TNA? Like obviously we're a TNA show, but you're saying we're hot because of the relationship with NXT. Like, not being funny, if we weren't hot before that, then we wouldn't have a relationship with NXT. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they haven't looked at a dead, stale product and gone, do you know what? Should we just spice it up a little bit? Do you know what I mean? We've always banged and made stars and that. So I appreciate your input, man, but you're wrong.
Excuse me. Yeah. So final thoughts on the match. It was a really, really good, solid match, and during the post-match fight, Eric Young brings out a chain and starts choking Mappin. So I'm hoping we know this rivalry with Eric Young isn't well and done. But I'm hoping now this leads to something like a dog collar match or a strap match now between Eric Young and Steve. When that chain come out, the first thing that crossed my mind was Masha Summerbush and Killer Kelly. And not for the reasons everybody might be thinking before anyone thinks you test. No, I'm talking about the dog collar match they had. That was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And Eric Young and Macklin in a dog collar match. That would be so good to see. Really, really try and end this rivalry once and for all. Because they're going down the same route Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana right now. It's like, how are we going to end this? Or when are we going to end this now? It's really, really boiling into one of the best storylines going.
How did they get on?
Oh, so their match is up next. Mike Man. This, for me, match of the night. Spoiler alert for my thoughts and predictions on the entire night. This was, I think it was also the longest match of the night too, and it was given that, and rightfully so, it was brilliant from start to finish. Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana proved why they are such good assets to TNA. They went not full pelt on each other, fighting in the crowd, fighting with weapons. Even Tasha Steele went sent through a table trying to get involved. The Great Hands got handcuffed to the ropes after failing to handcuff Mike Santana to the ropes.
I'm loving this Santana like right now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's obviously like I was always a fan. I remember when the new LAX came in. Thought, oh, who are these guys? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? And well. Am I right in saying that they were the third LAX?
Yes, I think they were the third. They were definitely they were the third, and then they had Homicide with them for Homicide and Hernandez with them. Then they split off. Yeah.
So
and then we got 8 LAX versus the OGs, and then LAX versus Lucha Bros.
That was it. But yeah, like honestly, Santana.
Yeah, he almost
to say like he's done like the way that he's done. Oh, what's that? Ali almost hit his head on the ring steps, but he blocked it with his hand.
Mustafa Ali did a dive the ropes. Mike Santana he set the steps up so they're on this side, so you could literally jump into them. And as Mustafa Ali jumped, Santana grabbed him and pushed him more towards the steps. And Ali just got his hand up in time to block his head from smashing straight into
shit.
But it was a brilliant spot then. And it's like, wow. And then they went off into the crowd. Mustafa Ali's security came out and got taken out by Ali jumping off one of the rafters.
Yeah.
All sorts of great high flying spots. So Mustafa Ali showing that he's not just, a chicken. And reminding everyone why he's so damn good and why he was so in demand.
Yeah, but honestly, like with the whole Santana thing and that, like, don't get me wrong, like doing the whole sobriety thing and stuff like that, like it's something that I've done myself. I haven't gone through the steps and that, so I haven't done the coins and stuff. But seeing that, and I thought, it's one of these like weird storylines where I'm like, I'm a bit uncomfortable from it. And then you ride it out because you're like, well, it's not about me, and I want to see how it pans out. So it's almost like Santana going from like tagging with Ortiz to kind of being like almost like a kind of face hero to me. Do you know what I mean? I know he's like being a nightmare to Ali and stuff like that. Hell of a storyline. I'm absolutely loving it. But it's the fact he's backing it up in the matches. Yeah. To see him come back as a singles wrestler and do what he's doing in the shape that he's in, he doesn't even look like the guy that we used to see. Do you know what I mean? There's like this whole mass and stuff like that, and his moveset and like spin the block and stuff like that. It's insane. I'm all for him and that. And I would kind of like to shoehorn him into maybe being at least a future international champion. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can see him going for the world title by Bound for Glory, Summerversary Bound for Glory, definitely. It'll be him or Mustafa Ali that dethrones Joe Hendry. Now that Macklin's got the international championship.
Oh wow, that dive by Leon made a Sports Center highlight.
Oh yeah, that's been going viral. The dive that Leon Slater's made, and he's already got a T-shirt out with one of the shots that the fans have taken. I think I shared the photos to you guys in the chat. Yeah. That photo has been put onto a T-shirt now, and it's on Leon Slater's merch store.
Right. Love it.
No, he's literally that spot was one of the best high risk, high reward moments in TNA history, alongside Elix Skipper's cage walk, Kurt Angle's diving headbutts, and Mr. Anderson, literally with no movement involved in distance, or when Jeff Hardy did the Swanton from the heavens that broke Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
those are some of the most insane spots I can remember seeing in TNA. I'm pretty sure there's been a hell of a lot more, but going off of how little I've seen from TNA, to then seeing Leon Slater doing that, it's just like, oh my god, this guy has made himself a staple in the TNA. Even if he's gone in a couple of weeks, he's now made himself a one to talk about that's going to go down in history. It's just one of the most insane spots ever, and it was just amazing to see.
Nice.
So Mike Santana gets the win, and I'm trying to think if anything else happened after that match. I don't think it did. Then Gia Miller is then interviewing the newest member to the Knockouts roster, Indi Hartwell, where she does indeed confirm that she has crossed the line, which is great. And there was talk about Indi Hartwell here in the chat as well by Bonkers. He's mentioned that Indi Hartwell and Steph Lander should team up like we did in NXT. Now, interestingly, Steph Lander did tease that after she found out Indi Hartwell had signed with TNA. She put that out on there. Would everyone like to see us team up again? So if Steph Lander gets medically cleared to wrestle, hopefully that might be something we see happening. It would be great to see too.
Yeah.
Voice is going a bit.
Take a moment, mate. Grab a drink. We're all here.
Yes, I know. I've drunk everything.
What you guys don't know is when I actually signed into the chat before we went live, Joe let out a ripper of a burp. I wish that was live. Do you know what I mean? That would have gone viral. That was insane.
Oh, that was... Oh, gosh.
I was just like, I need to quick. I'm late. I need to get online. Boom, boom, boom. Brilliant.
We then go on to Masha Slamovich versus Tessa Blanchard. This was a really, really good match. One of the best matches in joint second alongside the Ultimate X match for me. If anyone was doubting how good Masha Slamovich was, given all the recent lackluster story developments with her title reign, this match really reminded everyone just how good Masha was. She was on fire in this match, as was Tessa. Tessa was selling moves brilliantly. Masha was selling moves brilliantly. It was like Masha versus Jordan Grace in a different universe. If you had to compare it to another match, Tessa and Masha really set their own standard in this match. And now I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, because this is the match was really solid from start to finish. Masha getting the win by submission too, which is a rare thing. She's a pretty rare thing, because she so it's really interesting, because this rivalry is far from over. Tessa's not going to give up just yet, but it was so good.
Nice.
just having a look through the comments as well, seeing if anything that's worth bringing up. I haven't got my glasses on, but I've got everything on the script zoomed in, so it's a bit easier to read.
I mean, like Mia's pointed out that the fans were chanting, "Let's go, Cena! Cena sucks."
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm indifferent. Like, you know, I know who John Cena is. I was never a fan, and I don't mind sharing that. And people are like, "What? How can you not be a Cena fan?" I'm like, I just thought he was a dick. And then just like, you know, then I found him. I'm more of a fan of him in like that film Grown Ups, I think it was, than I am him as a wrestler. Figure that out. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, he sells better as an actor. But that's just my opinion. Like, you know, if he does something with Joe Hendry, cool. Like, you know, I respect the guy, but I just don't like it. You don't have to like everyone in this world, do you? But just
no,
I probably would have been one of those fans saying Cena sucks rather than
he was pushed too far too quickly, and even Cena agrees by WWE that he felt pushed for too far too quickly, and it just divided the fans more than united them, which is a shame.
Can I ask then, like, Joe Hendry, after that other match that he done the other week, he said that there was going to be a WWE star at Rebellion that's got their own coach and blah blah blah. Not lot. Did he mean Sean Waltman?
I'm not sure. He either meant Sean Waltman or he meant Trick Williams.
Yeah,
because I can't think of anybody who
no. It was just like hyped up, and then I'm like, okay. So who was it? Or am I like, you know?
Was everybody everybody overthinking everything?
Yeah, Slammer hates Sting. Well, rumor has it Sting hates you. But I do kind of like Sting. I've got him on my hand. So yeah, but no, you're right. You can't like everyone, and if you did like everyone, then you know you must like being let down because not everyone's that likable.
Just reading another comment from Somerset Summer. Tessa doesn't seem to be advertised for anything in the future. Hopefully, he's wrong. But yeah, if this is the last we see of Tessa Blanchard in TNA, then she's come back and made a huge statement about you know just reminding everyone how good she is. Incredible. She can get as much hate as she likes from anybody. People are just going to be twats nowadays, and not the kind of.
It's how they turned it around, though. Do you know what I mean? She lapped up all that hate and that lot and spun it on people.
You know, she's just not let it hold her back, or not let it affect her performance in ring. She's just been absolutely incredible. I hope she does stick around. If this was indeed just short of a 4-month deal with her, but.
Yeah.
If she's staying or if she's going, then it was great to see her back, and I hope we see her again because I would love to see this rivalry with Master Slam, which started again, even if Tessa's gone for a couple of months and comes back around Bound for Glory to wrap up the year. Because I really enjoyed seeing Tessa Blanchard again. I've been a huge fan when she arrived, and my thoughts haven't changed since. We then now go on to the Hardys versus the Nemeths. The Hardys versus the Nemeths. Sorry. This was, in my opinion, probably the weakest match of the night. It was, but I think part of that might be because it became after the knockout squad title match being one thing, and it being so late in the night, my attention span wasn't fully there to either. But it also had it was mostly. Matt, Nick, and Ryan Nemeth mixing out together. Jeff did a really solid job when he could, but if people are going to be nitpicky about performance and stuff, then they'll be saying that Jeff didn't do too much. For me, I thought everyone had did their spots, did the moments and everything fine. It was just apart from the Nemeths actually winning. You can see you could pretty much read where the match is going. The fact that when Nick Nemeth managed to finally, Ryan Nemeth finally managed to take Matt Hardy out of the match by reversing a powerbomb attempt and taking Matt Hardy out by knocking him on a chair. Yeah, and then to finally, even when, and then Jeff getting the Swanton missed, counted into with the Dangerous and Nick Nemeth. The biggest surprise was Brian Nemeth tagging himself in and getting the pin. Rather than letting his brother get the win, Ryan Nemeth still goes and hugs all the glory at the end of it. So it makes me think, how long is this tag team going to or is Ryan Nemeth going to be a good little brother now? Now that he's finally got his
brother.
He's now got his one over on Matt Hardy for not wanting him in being on the team.
Yeah.
But it was an entertaining match. It was but it was out of a really solid card. It was the weakest match of the night.
Right.
But I'm not taking anything away from it. It was still really entertaining. It's just great to see the Hardys go. I still
can't believe it's 2025 and the Hardys are in TNA.
Yeah, it's just so.
If you told me that in 2023, the Hardys going to be back in TNA, I'd just like, yeah, right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just one of these unexpected things, and it's just like, I'm so glad that whatever it was that happened between Rebby, Matt, and Anthem, because I remember I did, or I may or may not have had a T-shirt that said "fuck that owl."
Yeah.
Because it was a tweet that she put out, and
I can remember that pissed a lot of people. That pissed me off too. But then this is me riding high off of the just finding a new promotion that wasn't WWE.
Yeah.
So I was like ultimate fanboy, not really taking a step back and looking at it from just a bit more. I won't say sensible because I'm not sensible. You step into the void, you're anything but sensible. You lose your sanity, guys. So, so I say less biased bit of opinion. When you can actually sit back and understand the frustration and understand all the controversy and all that sort of stuff down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I just mean having them put everything to rest and actually coming back to that company, our company. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like. It's mind blowing, and it's sad to hear that Jeff wasn't that active, because I was only saying today to someone, I was like, Matt and Jeff Hardy are still wrestling and stuff like that. They're living legends and all that lot, and Jeff's still doing all the things he used to. Well, some of the things he used to, and and it's hearing that, I'm just kind of like, oh. But
again, take all that with a pinch of salt, because, like I said, this was so late in the night. My attention wasn't fully on the match. I'm only really picking at what I can remember, and even despite it being these last two matches being the most recent ones watched, my memory was basically foggy. I was knackered. It was like I was coming up just after 12:30 when the whole event finished.
Come on, Joe, tell me what happened with our guy. Joe Hendry.
The main event, we go on to Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page versus Frankie Kazarian. This, again, it was shortish, sharp, and straight to the point. It was a pretty good side match. Everyone had them pick their spots, had their moments. Joe Hendry sending another message to John Cena by dropping Frankie Kazarian with an attitude adjustment through a table was really exciting, taking Kazarian out of the match. And Ethan Page taking the pin. So Kazarian's now Kazarian's spoiler for his big moment, cashing in his trophy, has been taken out of the equation. Hopefully things aren't over between Kazarian and Hendry until we get another guy who step up to the plate. To take on Hendry, because Ethan Page spoiling what could have been Kazarian's night was oh. Damn! But now Hendry's put Ethan Page beating Ethan Page. Could there be a rubber match between them 1-on-1? Because now Hendry's got one over on Ethan Page. Ethan Page got one over on Hendry.
Yeah.
But it was a really good side match. And when Trick Williams came out and attacked Hendry at the end of the night, that was quite for me. It was quite surprising, because I'd forgotten that Trick Williams had just gotten insulted by Hendry and taken out by him and over family on NXT, because I only saw on the night earlier in the week. So again, it was a good solid match, but it wasn't one that really stood out. And But
what would be the ones that stood out for you then out of those matches?
The top, if I was to pick a top three, it would be a top three, but one match would be tied second place. The matches of the night for me were Spike Santana versus Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
The Ultimate X match, and alongside that, Tessa Blanchard versus Masha Slamovich. And then third would be Ace Austin and the Rascalz versus the System.
Nice.
Those three matches were just another level, and really, really entertaining from start to finish.
Miz just asked a good question. Which two men from TNA will be in the 25-man Battle Royal next Tuesday on NXT? Now, I don't know. Like, as much as we could say Hendry, will Hendry done like WrestleMania? So is he really going to be interested in doing a Battle Royal? Like, it kind of would fit in with this whole Trick Williams thing and stuff. So maybe, if it was two men, then I would just say the box answer would be Moose and Joe Hendry, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Moose and Joe Hendry, Trey and Wentz. They've gone to NXT and done their spot. Do they need to go back again? What would they be gaining from it? Ace Austin is one I'd be thinking of maybe.
Do you know what? Cody Deaner. He wants to contract. He wants to win. He goes there. He goes on NXT and he wins the Battle Royal. You heard it here first. Let the people decide. Can you imagine that head roll? Yeah. It would be good for wrestling.
There was two other guys. Ace Austin would be one. See what he can do in NXT. See if he can turn some heads. And I really couldn't think of another one apart from someone like Trey Miguel or Zachary Wentz or Moose, like you mentioned, or Brian Myers. Send him over. Let NXT see who they missed out on.
Yeah, man. That'd be good.
Or JDC. Got have him make another appearance in NXT. But that again with Trick Williams standing over Hendry, that wraps up Rebellion. Like I said, it was a really solid pay-per-view. Any streaming issues in that anyone had on the night are now gone. If you bought it on TNA Plus, and you can still watch it there. So it's worth looking over again if you had any problems streaming issues and that, because all of that seems to be sorted. The only technical issue was when AJ Francis's mic stopped working and Hannah couldn't stop laughing.
I mean, what is it with TNA and technical issues, man?
And looking ahead to this Thursday, obviously they're up in Canada and it's live. So far, the only confirmed things we got going there are we'll be hearing from Indi Hartwell, the newest signing to the Knockouts division. Leon Slater will be facing Casey Navarro. And
nice.
big two standouts from Ultimate X. Now, going head to head, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
We might be seeing Zachary Wentz versus Moose. I say we might be because Wentz pinned Moose at Rebellion, and during that, Hannah and Matthew had mentioned that he never got his rematch after he lost to Mike Bailey for the X Division title.
Right.
And during a post-match promo, Zachary Wentz also hinted that he's now going for the X Division title.
Right.
Because he's pinned Moose. So if they're going to book this match, then book it for the live show and really, really give us a standout match there. And then if Wentz obviously loses, push the Rascalz in the tag team division, push them towards the Nemeths.
Right.
And the other confirmed match so far is Joe Hendry and the Hardys versus Frankie Kazarian and the Nemeths. So it's great to see the Hardys see if they can get some redemption on the Nemeths after their loss. Obviously, they've also got the rematch clause too. So it's good. It's interesting time to see what's going to come from there. And Hendry versus Kazarian continuing. I'm all for seeing the King of TNA.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all for it.
I want to see Joe Hendry do a Swanton bomb.
Yeah, that would be real cool. You see, he can do a moonsault, so I'm pretty sure he could do a Swanton.
Oh, I'd like a match where where you said like Jeff Hardy didn't do as much in his last match. I want him to do less in this match. I just want him to walk around and start singing "I Believe in Jeff Hardy" for the whole match. Just walk around on the mic, just singing.
Yeah,
it'd be car crash, but it'd be different.
It'd be cool. The fans will be into it regardless, or most of the fans will be into it.
Yeah.
Because some fans know how to have fun, some fans take it way too seriously.
Can't please them all.
Anyway, that being said, that appears to be all we have time for this week, you guys. Unless anyone's got anybody in the chat has found any other matches and stuff I haven't announced for next week.
Miz just dropped something. Mike Santana and Steve Macklin appearing on the show, which airs at 10. On what show?
On Impact. Impact will be starting about an hour later because it's
not TMZ.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. TNA will be starting an hour later because of the live show, because it's up in Canada. So yeah, so we'll be Mike Santana and Steve Macklin will be making appearances too, which will be good to hear from both of them. Well, we know issues aren't going to be over between Macklin and Eric Young, but see where it goes from then, and we'll see what's next for Mike Santana. Is he now done with Mustafa Ali like he hoped, or is Ali going to find some, or is Ali going to now still try and mess with him, or maybe could he just accept defeat and move on? Hopefully soon down the road.
I'll tell you one thing I do just want to drop in. It's a very random thought. The start of Rebellion, so not the pre-show, but the start of Rebellion. All the Americans in the chat, all the Americans who are listening to this, you do not understand how great your national anthem is. Like every single time you get like a different, somebody do it. My favorite time that I heard it was WCW. Zach Wilde played it on the guitar. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But this singer, whose name I have forgot, naturally, she absolutely hammered it. It's brilliant. And like I just thought, you know what? You lucky bastards! You got such a wicked, national anthem. What I was like, God save Margaret. It's just,
so depressing.
It's like, out of all the music in the world, they just went, that sounds British. That does. And that's what. I've got nothing to back that up, but
Yeah, I just got. Sorry, it's not in Canada. It is in California.
It begins with a C. It's only that far on a map. Don't worry about it.
No, it is. They are going to be in Irvine, California, not in Canada. I know Canada's coming up, and I think that might be where the next special is. So that's probably where I got confused. But I even had
your map upside down.
Yeah, that and Canada's been in the news a lot over the past couple of hours too. So that's reasons not nothing to do with TNA. Yeah. So anyway, that's all we got time for this week, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and if you want to show your support for the TNI team, please feel free to super sticker us or head over to Pro Wrestling Tees. Sorry, my site's gone a bit blurry. Head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact for great shirts, or head over to the exclusive Spreadshirt merch store, where all the links, of course, are down below. Any TNI shows are, for all your listeners on the Go fans, are available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favourite shows. Where can we find you, Limpstar?
I'm right here.
On the socials.
Right, okay. Yeah, if you look at the little blue bar, if you're watching, it's LimpstarUK. And you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me out, like Christ, I've probably got a LinkedIn somewhere. But the fact is I'm everywhere. Like if you want to drop in for a chat or send a message or follow whatever, I follow back and reply and stuff like that as and when I can. I do have X, however, that's Network Stooge, and it's probably about 2 months since I logged into it because I can't figure out how to change my username. So I'll get around to it, I promise. One day.
You can follow the Bison on Twitter at LordBison45 and follow him on TikTok at Bison by Design.
Have you seen his new designs?
I've seen his new shirt designs. They look
incredible. Man.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're meant to talk about it or not, but like it's one of those things where I thought that's actually pretty sick, like the smoking skull thing and stuff like that. So that's something that you guys will have to look forward to. Now I reckon a few people will be picking them up. It's quite a good idea.
Yeah, and of course, if you think you can keep handle it, and you want to step into the void, you can look for #EmptySpace, #Into the Void, or #. Sorry, I've really caught that out. You can follow me on Twitter at JakeEmptySpace. then if it's not a car cop, it's not me. Or look for hashtag empty space, hashtag into the void, or hashtag Daily Giggle on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Approach with open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Sanity. Oh, it's not the same when it's just me.
I know.
Oh, should we do it together? Sanity. Brilliant. There you go.
Oh, the dog wants to say
the dog wants it as well.
Yeah, Sammy's in. Right before we go. No, come on, Sammy.
Nah, brilliant.
Right, God, knocking my headset off. Right, with that being said, we've been filling in for the Bison. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. I've been the Joker. He has been LimpstarUK. And take care. We'll see you next week for another episode of TNI-UK Impacted. Take care.
Woohoo! Bye.